Right, this is Lomack from the Inquisitive Cat channel. I'm going live and I made a promise and here it is. I've got actual Richard Ramirez actual items, just a couple of them. I'm going to be using this to channel Richard Ramirez. I've done it before and he spoke to me previously a couple of years ago. So we're going to do it again, and my experimentation. Actually, if you haven't been here before, I introduce myself. My name is Rhees, also known as Lomack from the Inquisitive Cat channel. So welcome to anyone who's just popped in. Just a hello. So I've got a couple of items from Richard Ramirez, and I'm going to help use these as trigger objects. We're going to channel and get Richard Ramirez to come through. I've done it before without these actual items, but I'm going to do this and maybe we'll get more of a response. So here we go. We're going to go straight up into it. I've got actual Richard Ramirez right here. It's certified. This is actual shoe debris, whatever that means, owned and worn by Richard Ramirez while on death row. So that is actual item inside that Richard Ramirez, the serial killer, actually wore. I've got a letter on a groupie that Richard Ramirez actually sent. I got gloves there just so I don't get anything dirty, the envelope and that. Don't want to do that. He sent to a groupie, actually from Australia, believe it or not. I'm not going to give the address, but it came from the prison, and I will find right here. There is, he writes a little letter and he's got like a cute little sticker and it's like, "Love you, Richard," on there. Yeah, so there's a letter talking about Richard talking about quite a few things there to his groupie friend. Now, just watch out. You may see spirits come around like orbs, especially when I do Richard Ramirez. It tends to happen quite a bit. If you see previously my other videos, I did one in the van and you can see a few orbs come through. I just saw one there just go by. For some reason, there's a lot of energy. When I start talking about Richard Ramirez, it just goes berserk. You'll see spirit orbs fly around. Keep your eyes behind me or around the side. Richard Ramirez is really, really powerful. There's a lot of energy going around with Richard Ramirez. If you don't know much about Richard Ramirez, he was a serial killer in... He committed a lot of crime around 1984. I think it was August 1984 to June 1985 before then he got captured. And it was probably said that he actually committed more crimes than what they actually said. There's about somewhat 15 murders, and it's probably more than that. There's a couple that they couldn't confirm, but they kind of think that the other ones might have been a contribution to Richard Ramirez. They couldn't really 100% point it towards him, but they suspected it was him. He did some really seriously bad stuff. You can look it up on Wikipedia. Really, really nasty stuff. Molested kids as well. So he wasn't, and raped and murdered old ladies. He's a terrible, terrible guy. So I'm not glorifying this guy, but as an experiment, I'm doing this. I do a lot of stuff here, so it's unlike anyone else I do on anyone else does on YouTube. So I try to get outside of the box and try to do something a little bit different. So if you don't like to hear anything about Richard Ramirez, you can go now if you like. But Richard Ramirez did his killing spree around that year, but it is suggested that he did other stuff prior to that earlier, and he ended up being caught. sentenced to, I think, 14, 15 life sentences. One would have been enough, but that was just one of those things in court anyway, to make sure that he'll never get out of prison. He'll definitely die. He died in 2013, 53 years old, of B-cell lymphoma, which is cancer. So he got the easy way out. He didn't get executed. So it was a shame that he didn't get his just desserts. As I said, he did some really, really bad stuff. Really bad stuff. I've got some other items here. I've got some photos. I just covered that. That was his wife in prison. Got a photo of that. That's a copy, not the exact photo, but it's a copy. This is Richard Ramirez as a young kid. A copy of him. He's arrest photo, famous one. I've also got a copy of the police bulletin of Richard Ramirez. So when I do my spirit session, we're going to have these objects here, and we're going to channel and get Richard Ramirez. And I promise you, Richard Ramirez will come through. He came through before, and I can guarantee he'll come through again. I'm that good when it comes to spirit channeling. So I'm going to end it here. I will be doing a live session first to prove that I'm genuine, and you may hear things come through, voices and all sorts of stuff. I'm waiting on a couple of items that's been sent. So when that comes, we'll start doing a live spirit session. I'm going to work out doing a documentary on Richard Ramirez, on how I started doing the spirit session. We're going to work around with me, and I'm going to film the sessions, and have a little chat about why I did this. What else? I think that's about it. One other thing, after I do that live session, I will be doing another session that's one-on-one with myself and Richard Ramirez. I'll be channeling him, and previously I will give you a little snippet of some of the things that I caught while doing my spirit session, and you can actually hear Richard Ramirez answer the questions. He tells me why he did the things that he did, and he told me he was crazy. He said loco in Spanish, which is crazy. So he speaks to me both in Spanish and English, and he answers how he died as well. So yeah, I spoke him before. It was very creepy, and the feeling was very heavy when I did that session. I did 2 sessions, actually. The last one was really creepy, really, really creepy. But I'm going to end it here. Thanks, guys, for dropping by. Hope you found this interesting. And I'll see you guys soon. And I'll bring some more other videos that I previously have done. And you can check it out to see how authentic I am and what the spirits say to me when I ask them questions. It's very interesting. They answer when I ask them the question. So I'm going to leave it here. Rhees/Lomack from the Inquisitive Cat channel, signing off. I'll see you guys soon on the Inquisitive Cat channel. Over and out. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.